Hi everyone, Lisa here from Forest City Stitching. I hope everyone has had a great week. It's been very rainy and cold here all week. Today has been like the first nice day, yeah, for the whole week. So yeah, it's nice to see the sunshine today for sure. So I did go out for a run. It was cooler to start. I think it's about 14 degrees out now. Yeah. I will be attending Canada Chats, which I believe is later this afternoon. Once Karen sends me the details, I think it's around 2-ish. So I'm hoping to maybe sit outside on the back deck for that chat, because there is a lot of car racing watching going on downstairs right now. Indy 500, does that make sense? I don't know. Yeah. First, I wanted to start off with some knitting because I realized I forgot to show you my finished socks. So I got these two done before Stitch North. Yeah, I don't think I showed you the finished product. I did wear them the last day of Stitch North. I have washed them since, so don't worry, I'm not showing you dirty socks. Yeah. So these ones are a little thicker because they're a DK weight. I have been thinking a lot about yarn the last day or so. I'm hoping to go to the Fergus Fiber Festival next Saturday if it doesn't rain. So Candace, if you're watching this, I know sometimes you go there. So maybe we will run into each other. Yeah, and Hoko Hoko Fibers is going to be there. That's going to be this yarn. Yeah, also Timber Yarns is going to be there. And so you're going to see, this is the yarn I'm using on this project. So this it's a tulip self-striping. So self-striping fingerling, colorway tulip. But I think it might no longer be available, and that's why I purchased it, because it was going to be discontinued. So this is how this sock is looking. So this pattern is words. I have all my sock patterns in here because there's certain things I like to do from different patterns. This is called there's a free pattern. I don't know what that's. The spring trellis. So you can see that it's kind of ribbed there. It's not like a full rib all the way down. Kind of a broken rib. So there's that. So I'm liking how that is coming together so far. 2, 3. So I've done 4 rows like of the pattern on the leg. I think for the height I want to do 11. So yeah, that's how that is striping up. Looks pretty good. And I used my Swift that I got for Christmas. And my husband was very confused about the Swift and was like, where did that even come from? I'm like, well, you got that for me for Christmas. We just hadn't taken it out of the box, so he really had no idea what it was. I just told him to order it from Amazon. So yeah, so that's my little knitting update. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing Hoko Hoko and Timber Yarns at the Fergus Fiber Festival next weekend. Yeah, my husband has the week off work. He's doing like cleaning the garage and stuff like that. So I said, oh good, then we can also drive to Fergus. Yeah, him and my son are thrilled. Yeah, okay, moving on to cross stitch. I did purchase one thing. It was from Anna at Stitch Toolbox, and it is the piece that she designed for the swag bags for weekend 1 for Stitch Nora. So Retreat, Stitch, Repeat. She had put that up on her Facebook group or her Facebook page. So I sent her a message and was able to purchase one of those from her. So that's exciting. Whipco numbers were called for April. The thing is, I actually wrote April on those calls, and it's June. Not going back in time, it's June. Okay, so June's calls are 23, which is finished Pile of Joy, and then 21, which is finished Garden Cat. So lots of finishes. And I realized I don't know if we talked about what the May calls were, but the May calls were finish Holly Jolly Farm and finish a month in Friends of Family Sal, which you're going to see I did accomplish that goal. So that means we have accomplished three of the Whipco calls so far. It's okay. It's okay. It's all good. All right, so let's look at the Extraordinary Bird Sal. So another, and I don't have a printout of it, but the next release was released for, so it's every Friday, was released for Extraordinary Birds. I did get into Pattern Keeper okay, which I'm happy with because a lot of people are having problems, so I was glad that I didn't run into any problems with it. But I'm happy with the progress that I've got on this. So that is how it is looking now. So I know Deborah had commented on the detail of this owl. That, Deborah, was even before I did the back stitching. So now his back stitching is in there. I did finish this Dracula parrot. And then the bottom here is a spoon-billed, I don't, it's just a spoon-billed bird. And then this flower is a Birds of Paradise flower. So I don't have all of this feature, the first feature done, but I got a pretty good start on it. And then, oh, you can see the, it's like what's that shadow, but it's the bird from behind. But then beside, yeah, over here is going to be a blue-footed booby, as well as a blood finch, something like that. That's on his back. So yeah, happy with how that is coming along. So I put in total 2,000 stitches in on that guy. I want to say Pattern Keeper said I was about 47% complete on the whole thing when I imported the new pattern. Possibly. Yeah. So yeah, so that's what I worked on for a good portion of the week, as well as my mania. So Monday, I didn't put very much in on this. So the sampler, the Stitch North 2022 sampler. I have another pattern stuck to the back, I see. Okay. So that's how that's looking. I just worked more on the border up here. I do have some green that I pulled in the bag that I'm gonna use for the trees that are here. And then I thought there's gonna be a little bit of retarding on the alphabet because I do want to add a J. There's no J in this alphabet up top. And I also think I'm going to put the letters of the first names of those that were at my table for that first Stitch North in green as well, to try to tie a little bit of the green from the bottom that I'm adding for the trees up top. So we'll see if I remember those plans when I pull it out next, because we all know how good I am at remembering those changes in my head, because why would we write anything down? That would make too much sense. All right. Actually, kind of surprised that these are on arrangements. Fairly organized. So Buzz of the Bees was Tuesday's Mania Stitch. So I finished the little baby, the yellow and the baby, and then I don't know if I'm quite done the white. It might be on the chicken. Now, you can see a little trend in me just deciding things are done. What I decided on this piece is I already knew I was not going to do the words, but there are a couple more flowers that come up. I think I'm going to leave those out, and I think I'm just going to finish the legs. There's some flowers down here, and call it done. Let's see the pattern again. So I'm just going to take all that stuff off and just finish that. I think that will be fine. Right? Because then that's the piece. Like, there's a little bit of empty space up there, but not bad. So that's what I decided to do for that one. And my ribbon fell out. I think I can, you know why my ribbon fell out. I'm sure a kitty cat was playing with it at one point. All right. Oh, I didn't bring this one up. So Key from Barbara Anna was called this week. I did work it on Wednesday, but it is my purse stitch, so it's still in my purse. But it is getting a lot of progress, and it was a whip go call as well previously. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. So you'll see it when it's actually done, because I'm probably not going to remember to pull it from my purse. This one here is Fairy Tale by Shannon Christine. Now, speaking of this reminds me, Garrett the Coffee Stitcher is back on Flosstube. So that was exciting to see that he is back. I know a long time ago he completed this piece when it was a Sal and did some conversions. So yeah, go check out Garrett the Coffee Stitcher. And you see that. What I did was this frame, maybe a little bit on this. Oh, and I did some back stitching on the mermaid. So yeah, this is slow going. There's a lot of color changes. There's a lot of holes in it because there's gonna be a lot of beads. So this is the closest thing I have to a fancy lady. Friends and family Sal. I do want to put this on a scroll rod, but they're out of 24-inch scroll rods right now on the Evertote website, so I sent Hannah a message to let me know when they're back in stock. So that is how it is looking. So what I finished was, so that's all of it there. I finished this section here, so this needs a few more of this here, and I put these initials in here for my dad. Yeah, this one's quite large, so I think it could benefit from scroll rods. But yeah, finishing that section meant I've completed one of my What Go goals for this month. So that is good. Olympic nose. We have by Jardin Privé, the one that Karen took me into during the Olympics last year. Karen the Stitching Owl, of course. And that's how this one's looking. So I finished these flowers down here. You can't really tell that one flower is white, but that's okay. And then I started on this gnome here. So I got his beard in, his shirt, starting on his shoes. So this bottom row is done completely. And so I'm just kind of working my way up, filling in the rows. And I've also been working on put a bird on it. This bag is completely covered in cat hair. If you saw my Instagram yesterday, I had a friend helping me during my stitching, and he thought the bag would be a good bed. It's pretty much showing all of it there. Go. So I worked on this green motif here. I will say it was kind of fiddly. There was just no easy way to get from one point to the next in that motif. Oh, and then I also finished up, there's some remaining areas in that blue motif, that light blue motif that needed to be finished. So these are all the colors now of my piece. I think it looks pretty good. So you'll see this again next week. I'm going to work on this for the rest of the day because I need to get 2,500 stitches in on it for the travel event. And then this morning, my mania piece was Spring Tulips by Stitching with the Housewives. I'm just thinking, I took a picture of it finished, but I don't think I posted it anywhere. I meant to, but I just don't think I did. So it is all done. So the pattern has like green squiggles down at the bottom, but I hadn't started it and it looks fine just without it. The original pattern also has these chickens holding a string, I guess, of the flowers, but I think those flowers look fine, like they're planted on the ground there. Also, the cover model of this has the chickens wearing those flowers around their neck, but the pattern actually doesn't have those flowers. So I added the flowers based on the cover photo, and it's Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. I'm sure you can buy this pattern now from Stitching with the Housewives Etsy page, because this would have been from 2020. But that is all done. Yeah. So happy with that. I think that's all I have. So, yeah. So, hoping to have a little bit of yarn haul next weekend to show you. Hopefully we'll get to the Fergus Fiber Festival. It was raining, we're not going. But hopefully it'll be a nice day. And yeah, I'm going to work on put a bird on it. I don't have many other plans at all. So everyone has a great week, and we will talk to you next Sunday.